Why job in an office space while you can sit by the bathing beach? Gunman in a notebook and an Web Connect, a new general of digital nomadic people is take their job on their wandering about the planet. But they are not ever greet. Gemma Bearer and her young man James Caverns travel began love lot other while they became disappointed in their desktop-bound jobs. I very didn't love my work, Gemma said me. I utilized to job in on the internet sale in an office space in Edinburgh and later I begun making several independent copywriting on the party fair to do a bit of additional cash. Other growth, the opening of building meeting, fueled a new way of life. Following a quirky begin in a France jeet in horrible Wi-Fi protection, Gemma and James refugee looked behind. We include lived in Germany, France, Spain, Portugal and southward Africa. While I say lived, I'm speaking say more than rather than 2 or 3 months, James told. We've as well passing about southward East Asia and some components of Europe as digital nomadic people. They routinely go among flats in various areas of the town, occasionally work at household and occasionally in stick and cafes. James prefers to job at household, Gemma in cafes or in leased office space area, openly everywhere in inexpensive coffee. Following 5 years on the go they are veterans and for now Lisbon is their household. James's major revenue comes of the increasing production of searching motor optimize. Mainly, companies pay since they wish to grade high on Google for a specific searching period and they'll include key speech how are essential for their industry, perhaps, car rental in Madeira, and they'll wish to seem quantity one for how, so I'll job in them to see how's probable. Gemma and James are peso, making on £40,000 a year every and are residing a town in one of the minimum expenses of residing in Europe. He's lightweight to see why they chose to be digital nomadic people, but it is not one length feast. They include found themselves work 9 to 5 largest of the period to fit in their clients and occasionally they understand they include been work so difficult they refugee leftward the plane in days. They as well sense those guilty on the impact they and thousands of some digital nomadic people are possessing on the regional economics. Augustin Cocolagant of the College of Lisbon has been student the changes amongst the regional Portugal people of possessing thousands of digital nomadic people laid up on their doorsteps. They see human beings upcoming of the polar of Europe, how dong te say Portugal, who are take their places. The shops, the store are change. They're loser the places wherever they encounter in their friends and neighbors. All of a flash fashionable coffee shops are substitute regional household run cafes. As Mr. Cocolagant points of, all such human beings love Gemma and James are making far more than rather than the original inhabitants. Human beings in the polar of Europe earn money rather a lot of cash, and apparently he's more than easy for them to dwell there, since it is lot more profitable. And as well they can include a superior quality assurance of lifetime sense of the weather, the bathing beach, etc., he says. He argues how the digital nomadic people, making polar Europe salary and residing in the inexpensive southward, is coercion up building prices, lathe household homes in feastlets and drive out the original inhabitants who can no much longer provide to dwell in the center of Lisbon. And their type of way of life raises a various, but associated problem. How do you tax human beings if you don't aware wherever they are, or which they are making? A digital wanderer might be work of Bali on a visitor visa, creation a website for an US business, to be utilized in France, but relying on a server computer in Switzerland. Fair, how do you tax such a human beings and wherever should they pay it? I frankly don't aware the reply to how issue, told Anne-Marie Malley of consultants Deloitte. He's one how we requested, and I include no concept. We requested the tax expert and mainly which they told is how he's really lot on an person base. If and while the grows, later how becomes lot more than of a problem for cute lot each nation, she told. By their really environment, it is unfeasible to aware how lot digital nomadic people down there are. They go too rapidly to calculate, but down there are surely hundreds of thousands of them, and as more than job becomes probable to do on the internet, the quantity can just increase. For the countries they journey to, they give not fair cash but problems. They can readily outspend the original inhabitants and can misrepresent the regional economics. But the greater question affects us all. For thousands of years, always with the growth of farming and city residing, the wanderer way of life has been in decrease. As a outcome, governments include be really utilized to recording and taxation human beings who dwell and job in one location for length periods of period. All how is change, and governments will include to find out to adjust to the new age of the digital nomadic people.